Hello summoners, welcome back to another Alliance War video, and this is a really interesting one, especially the last fight. It's a little sketchy, but we're going to take in Doctor Doom, Medusa and Magic. We won't actually use Medusa. I took her because there was a Killmonger on my path, but ended up using Magic instead. So the first fight here is going to be this Ebony Maw. It is Ebb and Flow Knockdown, so you are supposed to knock them down. It's decent placement, it's pretty common because like he sometimes you can parry and he won't be stunned and stuff. So repairing is a skill that is great for running path 5 in general. You saw that 4 out of 4 again parry. Even for heavy attack, that's my opening. I go in, got shock, will go for the heavy now, and there I got the reparry, they got the stun, and it's just a skill that is extremely good for path 5, especially. Even overall it's very useful even against stun immune matches, because parry also reduces a lot of block damage. But for path 5 usually you will get these characters who either like shrug off your stun, or like they'll have these projectile medium attacks, so you won't be able to parry them. Like you can parry but they won't be stunned, so you can't use heavy attack to knock them down. So yeah, Ebony Maw, at this point the fight is pretty much locked down. You'd still have to worry about Falter, and at this point you can do two things. You can go for another SP3 or you can go for SP2. I didn't account for having Falter, and that is my mistake. He missed most of my SP2, otherwise it would have probably killed him. And if like this SP2 itself wouldn't have killed him, then also like there are really strong incinerators after that. But it didn't cost me much at the end. We're gonna go for SP1, another SP2 if that doesn't kill him, and the fight is over. It was a pretty good fight in my opinion, can't expect for better. Yeah, we didn't end at a full yellow bar. We made one tiny mistake, but it wouldn't even cost us like potions in the future, so it's all good. Next fight here is going to be a Tigra. Now Tigra can be pretty scary, because if like first of all she has the longest special 1 and special 2 in the entire game, and they can be unblockable. She is a new character, still newish, so like you're not really familiar when a lot of time you're not even sure if the special has ended or not. That is the main reason she's placed there. You can't bait her heavy attacks, but you can usually like just parry her, and made a small mistake there. But luckily I had limbo on, so we healed back to 100%. And at this point all I want to do is just launch a special 2 to get her power in control. And we get the parry, we go for the SP2. Now also she has 1 bar of power. And the first goal of this fight needs to be to control her power. The damage is secondary. At this point we should be good. Now we can start knocking her down when like we don't have the fury. But still, like the first concern in this fight is going to be Tigra's power meter, and after that like it's a easy fight and it goes down. We end up again at a pretty decent amount of health, so really happy with my performance in section 1 in this war. Now we move on to section 2. So Nova is interesting. I have never died to a Nova in Alliance War, and I've been taking path 5 since like this new map showed up. So I've fought a ton of Novas. I've fought rank 3 Novas and like without boost, and it's pretty easy fight. I've got it down, and it's just at this point I'm extremely relaxed when I'm fighting him. So I make a few mistakes, but usually it doesn't cost me anything, because I don't use Doctor Doom for any mini bosses most of the time. And here like so far it's a long fight, it's an easy fight. It's something that you've probably seen a million times, because for some reason most people on YouTube do run path 5, but we won't be intercepting at all. This is Ebb and Flow intercept, which is why we're doing a lot less damage. We're gonna go for another usual combo, heavy attack, push him to his SP2, get to our SP3, and Doctor Doom is just so powerful. Once you get in his rotation, there's just very few things that you can mess up at this point. Now we have 2 furies, go for medium, light, medium. SP1 will give us 2 bars of power. We now have 2 furies, so might as well throw that SP2. Now if you can intercept before throwing that SP2, then that would be ideal, but even otherwise, like, time would not be a problem, getting hit would not be a problem. You can basically do anything, because Doom is really tanky as well. um, as long as you don't get hit by his SP2, I guess you should be fine. I have also taken SP3 here, by the way, and even that didn't kill Dr. Doom unboosted, so that's kind of what. So here he threw his SP1. That's not good, because usually you want to have the opponent at more than 2 bars of power when you use your SP3, and I could have done that, but like at this point the fight is almost over, so it's fine. It's not going to be much of a problem. Like, we go for SP1 here. He doesn't really have any buffs, otherwise we also are running Mystic Dispersion, so maybe could have nullified something, but here are we going to, yeah, we are going to go for SP2. If you don't know how Doom works, when you have like the aura active, your special attacks don't give opponent any power, so the fight is over. I don't think we made any big mistakes there. Besides, like, you can't always control the AI. Sometimes when you're blocking, then also the opponent will throw their special attack. So overall, pretty happy with that fight. Now here we're going to go in for this Killmonger with a magic. This is the fight where we do make plenty of mistakes, and it's a hard fight. It's a 6-star Killmonger. Killmonger has really high health pool. I think he's in top 5. I'm not sure, but he does have a lot of health. And in this node we do have like the Ebb and Flow intercept thing, but again, whenever I use magic, the first objective of the fight is to control the power. Now when you control the power with usually when you say Killmonger, you bring in characters who have armor break, and that is a great strategy. But here like, it has redoubled determination and stuff, so more debuff you're going to. That is the reason I brought like Medusa. But if you can control his power, then the reverberation doesn't do any damage, as you can see here. So this is a good tactic. But you can see we have 50 hits in, and we've barely made a dent on Killmonger's health. So we prepare for an extremely long fight, and we do have to intercept from time to time to get that fury. Even with the fury, like, we won't be hitting much really hard. Magic can hit extremely hard with the Warlock or Morning Star synergy. I'm not running them, this is just magic. And here is the sketchy part. We made a pretty big mistake, and that is why Limbo is so powerful. Like, when someone asks me who to awaken, if you have a Mystic class gem and you have magic, it's a no-brainer. Go for magic, give her the 6 stones. Yes, she doesn't have the best prestige. Yes, she isn't as powerful or as popular, I'd say, as Dr. Doom, but she can be even more powerful in some situations. She is still the best power control character in the game, in my opinion. Limbo is insane. Like, if I'm not sure, someone at Kabam must have the stats how many times Limbo has saved people. It has saved so many people so many times. It is insane ability, and the biggest thing is that Mystic class, except Magic and Mojo and Dr. Voodoo, I don't think, also Sorcerer Supreme a little bit. Besides these characters, most good Mystic characters doesn't even need to be awakened, and they don't need signature stones either. Like, Doom is a great investment because it's prestige and stuff, but if you have Mystic signature stones and you have awakened magic, give them to her. She benefits a ton from it. Limbo is the best ability in the game, and this fight is a proof of that. Even when you don't make mistakes, when you have Limbo, you can block and you'll just recover all of that. You can recover recoil, you can run 3 out of 3 recoil. If you use a power start 1 boost, you can take hits to build even more power and recover all of that from Limbo. So she is just an extremely powerful character who's about to finish this 3-minute fight. This fight took forever to end, and it was 167 hits, which is pretty crazy. And that is gonna do it for this war. I didn't have many fights, just 4, but there were slightly harder, tricky fights, or that's what I'd like to believe. At least we did end up winning this one by a pretty big margin. We are now back in Platinum 1. Had a rough start, but again didn't have many fights, so we are pretty down. 5 attacker kills, 1 defender kill, and one of the attacker kills didn't have any attack bonus on him, so didn't include that. So platinum 1, rank 29. And yeah, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, and stay safe. Bye bye.